Good evening to all of our fans around Canada and North America and the world. Apparently, we have some people in Australia watching our show. I'm your host, Andrew Greenall, Primetime Alberta Sports Show. Tonight, we are talking with Kendall, Holt, and Coach Patty about downhill ski racing. I got to tell you, when I was little, I did it, but now I'm too old and I would probably hurt myself. But I'm pretty sure that these kids that we're going to talk to you tonight can probably kick my butt at downhill skiing. Just reading over some of their resume, I tell you, they're pretty talented kids. So won't you join us? Let's sit down and chat with them right now. Good evening, everyone. How are you guys?
Hello.
Good.
Everybody's good. That's great. Glad to have you all back. And Holt, your dad has muted you. I can't unmute you. There we go. All right, everyone. First, let's start with Coach Patty. Coach, how long have these two guys been under your belt as a coach? Tell us.
Well, I've coached Kendall. This will be the second year I have Kendall for U12, and I've coached Holt's two older brothers, and it'll be his first year underneath me this year.
Wow. And I'm assuming that these guys ski everywhere around Canada, or is it just Alberta they ski?
Alberta and BC, unless they're
Alberta,
doing,
BC?
Yeah, some of them do family trips elsewhere, but that's typically where we race is Alberta and BC.
Okay, and typically in a year, how many races would these two guys take part in?
So there's typically 4 provincial races, couple other options to add sort of extra races, but that's usually what we stick to is 4 of the standard ones on the calendar. So usually January, February, March, and April, 1 each month.
Wow, that sounds like quite the feat. That's awesome. So 4 to 5 downhill races a year. Now, how many days a week are these guys on the hill under your watch training and preparing for a race?
There's a group. We have 17 this year, 3 coaches. So there's a few other coaches, and there's Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday evenings at COP. So lots of mileage for sure.
Wow. That is very interesting. Now let's see here. Holt, how old are you, young man, and how long have you been skiing for?
I'm currently 10 years old, and I started skiing when I was 2 years old, I think, and I started the racing program when I was 5.
5, wow. And Kendall, how old are you, and how long have you started?
I am 11 right now, and I've been skiing since I was 3 and joined the racing program when I was 5.
Wow. That is quite an accomplishment, young lady. Now, Holt, I realize that you are at the hill right now. Where are you, buddy?
I'm in the Sunshine Hotel, and I'm in the restaurant.
How many days a week, Kendall and Holt, are you guys on the hill? Do you guys spend your whole lives at the hill?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Holt, the same with you, buddy?
Yeah, we do Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday night, but sometimes I like to go on Friday if I don't have any school.
Oh, lucky you, man. So what attracted you to wanting to ski? Was it the wind in your hair, or was it just the thrill of being cold on a hill? Like, why did you guys start skiing? Let's start with you, Holt. Why did you start skiing, buddy?
I just really like the speed and the competition. Your friends always pushing you.
Mm-hmm. Kendall, how about you?
My parents just put me in ski lessons when I was little. And then I was in ski racing before I could blink. And ever since, I've just loved the training and the ability that I actually can do something amazing that not many people do. And it's just the feeling of like the awesomeness of going down the hill at 1,000,000 miles an hour and just having so much fun with your friends.
Wow. Coach Patty, they both touched on something about speed. How fast are these kids going? Like, maybe let's explain to our viewers: are they doing the giant slalom? Are they doing like the small slalom? What exactly are these guys racing?
So at this age, they do the giant slalom, which is GS, and the slalom. Moving up into U14 is where they start to do the super giant slalom. So that's where you get more distance between the gates, and that's where you start to get higher speeds. But actually, a few of them, ask Kendall and ask Holt how fast they went at the terrain event in Westcastle, because they did have the gun there and they were tracking everybody's speed. So that would be a good thing to ask them.
All right, Holt, let's ask you, buddy. How fast were you going?
In the castle train event, I think when just on a short tuck, I think I was near like 75 or 70 kilometers.
Holy smokes. Kendall, how about you?
I'm pretty close to the same amount there.
Oh my God, you kids are nuts. 75 miles or 75, was that it, Coach Patty, miles, or was that in kilometers?
Kilometers, yeah.
Kilometers? Oh my God. Wow. I don't, I drive that fast, but I'm not saying I would want to go down a hill going that fast. Are you two ever afraid that you're going to break a bone?
No.
No? Holy smokes.
We're just so used to it by now that for the amount of time that we've been skiing, it's just used to it, I guess.
Just comes naturally to both of you. You're just like, yeah, it's just another day on the hill. Let's put on our helmet and our ski racing equipment and down we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coach Patty, how much time goes into training this age group? Like, obviously they're still young. They have a lot of progression to make to make the Olympics or even a junior team. But what are we looking at for training wise?
Well, I think a lot of them, just looking at provincial races, these two are two of the top racers in their age group. So, yeah, lots of training goes behind it, off snow, on snow, lots of repetition, especially warm-up stuff I think is really important. The skating drills and just tricking them into being, doing certain stuff on the, sorry, my kids are. Okay.
That's all good.
Okay.
Okay. I'm assuming that as a coach, is it similar to other sports where we would be watching a video and then at the end of the race or at the end of the training, sitting down with the competitor and going, okay, we need you to tuck here, or you got to get tighter in. Is that type of thing? Does that happen on the hill with this age group?
We do lots of video with them, and we actually watch it a lot of times on the hill. We have a little spot called the fire hall where we can go in there and plug it into the TV, and we do lots of video that they watch. Even on race days, we'll call them into the hotel room and get everybody as a big group and just be like, okay, and we usually get them to sort of pick out what they see in their skiing, opposed to us just always saying, okay, you need to do this, this, and this, but what can you do for next time and how can you improve on it? So then they sort of figure out what they need to do, right?
Holt, what's your favorite part about downhill skiing, buddy?
Well, it feels really nice to just go in the gates and be smashing the gates, and also you always have like a lot of friends in the group if you've been in it for a long time, and they're always pushing you and you're always having fun.
So do you compete against yourself, Holt? Like, do you set goals for yourself as an individual?
Yeah, I do, like, more than not, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And what's your fastest time that you've ever made it down a hill? Oh,
I probably forgot. But courses are different lengths, so.
Mm-hmm. Kendall, how about you? What's your favorite part about the downhill skiing? Or not downhill racing, sorry.
I particularly like GS better because it allows me to carve and use my edges more. But my favorite part is when you have friends, like Holt said, that you can chase or you can like make little competitions while you're training. And that really pushes you to accomplish more throughout the season.
Mm-hmm. And is Holt on your team, Kendall? Is he part of
Yeah.
your group? Yeah. So do you two fight a lot on the hill, or do you guys like push each other, or do you guys have little competitions?
We definitely push each other.
You do? I don't know.
Yeah.
Holt looks
Yeah.
like he looks like he's a real competitor. I think he's going to be, I'd look out for him. Look at him. He kind of looks shady to me, you know. Coach Patty, these two, some of the, unfortunately, I must apologize to our viewers. I wasn't able to upload the stats that you sent me because it came out all garbly, and I do apologize. But Coach Patty, these two, just looking at some of their records that you passed on to us, they're at an age right now that they are at a competitive level, are they not?
Oh yeah, yeah, very competitive. I'd say this year is probably U10 and U12, but as you're coming into this age, I mean, the females peak at different times than the males, right? So, but you see a lot of athletes peaking at this time for sure, and continuing on throughout the racing. So up into U14 and U16.
So the next step for these two, do they have an opportunity to join like Team Alberta or Team Canada to move up the ladder, or where are these two at?
Not at this point in time. What they do is they have like the winter games and stuff where they could qualify starting at this age. But as for teams, like that starts sort of at U16 level where you can get into like the Alberta team and qualifying stuff.
Mm-hmm. Holt, what are your goals, buddy? Where do you want to be? What do you want to do?
Well, I always want to be able to go faster and always push harder, and I don't really want to fall behind. I want to kind of stay near the top.
Mm-hmm. Are your goals to make the Olympics, Holt?
I'm not sure that would be so much enjoyable.
Come on, buddy. You get to go around the world and travel. Kendall, how about you? What are your goals with this downhill racing? You want to?
Right now, like Holt said, I really want to stay at the top, and right now I'm really training myself to keep going and pushing forward so I can stay at the top and keep going. But eventually, I'd like to keep placing at the top throughout U14 and U16, and I can't really see past that right now.
Well, you're a pretty confident young woman, must say. Guys, bear with us. We have to take a commercial break because somebody's got to pay these bills. So we will be right back with Holt and Kendall. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show, guys. We're sitting down with Coach Patty, Kendall, and Holt, part of the downhill racing team that's here in Alberta. Let's get some more information from Coach Patty. Coach, what are we looking at for registration-wise for, these kids, working up to this level? How do you get there? Where do I look if I want to do downhill racing?
Well, there's many local teams. You can always check out the Sunshine Speedsters website. We always sort of do a couple things throughout the year where it's called Bring a Friend Day, people could come check out the club. They can, join a group and be like, I might be interested in ski racing. I don't know what it's really like, but we're pretty open to sort of open. I mean, it's a little bit different this year, right? As group sizes and that sort of thing, we're keeping everything underneath 10. So we kind of just have to be open to that. But we've had lots of people come check out our club, and they join the next season. So there's many other local clubs. It depends where you want to ski, right? Like we're up at Sunshine where every weekend. There's, other ski areas that they have their own groups as well.
And just for our viewers, what club is this, Coach Patty?
Sunshine Speedsters or Sunshine Ski Club.
Nice.
So the Speedsters go up to the U12 and then they jump into Sunshine Ski Club. It just breaks it up for, fundraising stuff and whatnot. So.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, like you just mentioned, you got to keep your numbers low this year due to COVID. Is this affecting some of these young athletes, not just these two that we're talking to, but all of them with COVID restrictions, or are there any on the hill?
So when they recently said that there'd be no sports, like they kind of put a halt to most of the indoor sports, we had to write a letter and get approval that since we're an outdoor sport. So Alberta Alpine sent that in, and they sent back and said, and they gave us, very tight guidelines about what we can and can't do. So it's groups of 10 and that's it. So including a coach, it's groups of 10.
So nine skiers and a coach. Is that what would a typical group look like for you?
Yeah, so we have 17 on Sundays, 3 coaches, so we can easily split up our groups. It's not a problem. It makes it fairly easy. We just, we split up and we eat different spots at lunch, and you know what? It's actually working quite well. I think all the athletes are just happy to be out on the snow and just doing their sport that they love. So,
like most parents and most kids, they're happy to get out of the house and do something different instead of being locked up. Kids, let's ask you guys a quick question here. What, obviously you guys are on the hill pretty much every weekend. What do you guys look forward to the most? Is it the friends? Is it the downhill skiing? Is it the training? Or is it Coach Patty?
I think it's pretty much all of it. Number one is probably getting out of the house, because in the week you're basically focusing and catching up on schoolwork, and then when it comes to Friday night, you're packing your ski bags and getting ready. And then Saturday mornings, it's just you're waking up and you're ready to go and ready to see your friends, ready to train hard, and especially see your coaches.
What about you, Holt?
Well, it's all really fun. Like, it's very nice to get out of school and go somewhere else for a weekend and just have fun on the ski hill, basically. No matter if it's like a race or just a training day, or it's early in the season, you can't even put up gates.
Have you two had any competitions yet this season?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No, we can't even put the proper gates in the ground.
Oh, how come?
There's not enough snow yet.
Oh, that's a bummer. You kind of need snow to go downhill skiing.
Yeah.
Jeez. Do you guys, so you guys are pretty much in the same group. How many kids are in your age group? Like how many buddies, how many friends do you guys have in this group?
We have 17.
17?
On Sundays, but on Saturdays it's around 15. Maybe 12.
And Holt, how come are you like the big roller buddy? Do you just hang out at the chalet all the time there, bud?
I think a lot more this season because of COVID, and it's a lot like more difficult. Like, I'm not quite sure if the line is going to be like massive or something like that.
So you just love staying at the hotel and chilling. Yeah. Nice, buddy. Yeah. So this season, have you guys? So we haven't had any competitions yet. We've been training. Have you guys had any internal competitions with your group and tried to race each other to raise each other's spirits? Let's start with you, Kendall.
Sometimes, even though it's not like a race, or you're like they set up the whole Alberta race or whatever, sometimes when we're just skiing or something, we'll say, I'll beat you there or something. Or we'll be training or something and we'll make this little fun game or whatever. And sometimes we'll just keep going and going and going and chasing each other, trying to see who'll get there first. But yeah.
What about you, Holt? Do you have any competitions going with any of your teammates?
Yeah, it's just it's a lot of like racing down to the chair and like if we were to do it, if we were practicing skating, then there'd be two groups and we'd do like a relay race, and it's all pretty much what Kendall said.
Can I tell you guys my favorite part about downhill skiing?
Okay.
It's going back up on the chair. Yeah, the quad chairs. That's my favorite part. The downhill part, it kind of hurts the knees as you get older.
Yeah.
Can you guys tell us what type of equipment you guys have to wear? Let's start with you, Kendall. What type of equipment do you guys have to wear?
We have to wear helmets, and you're supposed to wear goggles because when you're going as fast as we do, snow is flying and the wind can get in your eyes. And we have poles, and we also wear back protectors.
Ooh. What about you, Holt? Do you wear the same stuff, or do you have different stuff you have to wear? The same stuff?
It's basically the same, except something Kendall forgot is if you're in a giant slalom race, then you need like a hard part covering your ear. But if you're just in a normal slalom, then you can have a soft ear.
Cool. And have you guys ever fallen?
Yes.
Yes, I fell today.
Me as well.
You both fell today?
It happens all the time.
Well, you know what it is? It's probably because you guys are going so fast. There was an ant on the hill. Pardon?
We're just used to it.
You're just used to it.
So much that when we fall, it's like, just get back up and keep going.
It's fun.
So, what grade are you in, Holt?
I'm in grade 5.
Grade 5. And Kendall, what grade are you in?
I'm in grade 6 right now.
Grade 6. So do you guys find that you have to do a lot of your homework while you guys are at the hill too?
Yes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm normally when I get back home on Sunday night.
You wait till you get home on Sunday, Holt, to do your homework?
Yeah.
Jeez, buddy. Coach Patty. Oh, Kendall. You too. Coach Patty mentioned, Holt, that you have older brothers. Do you ever compete with them and race with them?
Well, we're never really like in the same group or like, and our races like they're separated. Like, I wouldn't be competing against my brothers.
But do you guys ever go to the hill and just race each other anyways?
Normally, like we're always with the group basically.
Oh, okay.
So I guess sometimes, but not really as much. It's more like who can hit a bigger cliff.
And who's better, Holt? Are you better or are your brothers better?
Well, they're quite a bit older, so probably them.
Holt, this is where you're supposed to say, I'm better than them.
Yeah, okay. I'm way better.
There you go, buddy. Kendall, do you have any brothers or sisters that compete as well?
I have one brother, and his name is Hugh, and he also competes in racing as well.
And who's better, Kendall, you or him?
Well, at Sunshine we do, in the morning we train, and in the afternoon we go free skiing and hit cliffs and jumps. So I'm probably better in the course, but he's pretty good as well. But he can hit better cliffs and stuff, but I'm still up there.
Coach Patty, when you listen to these kids talk, does it bring you back to the days when you started skiing and remind you of back in the day?
Oh yeah, for sure. We used to do a lot of traveling because I grew up in Edmonton, so a lot of training was actually at Sunshine, Jasper. We did tons at Jasper and Lake Louise as well. So did a lot of away trips for sure.
And is the group open to anyone in Alberta or BC or Saskatchewan to join the group? So if I live in Fort McMurray, can I join the group?
Well, Fort McMurray would have their own ski club, so typically they would, stick there. It's a little bit easier, a little bit of a travel to get to Sunshine, but for sure we would open them. Yeah.
Open them up. And how would someone want to join or look at that?
First, the Sunshine Speedsters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all their information should be on the website. Our program director is Dave Anderson, so he's pretty open to any questions. We're always looking to get our numbers up, and if someone's interested in ski racing, then good
Nice.
to join.
Well, I thank all three of you for joining us this evening. For any of our viewers that are interested in starting downhill racing, Kendall, what do you think is the best part of downhill racing?
The best part, I think, is being able to have great connections with your friends and being able to do something outside in the mountains.
And Holt, what do you think's the best thing?
Well, it's always like everything's really fun, but your friends and like your teammates are always really supportive, and your coaches, and it just wouldn't be like the same if you were to join a different club, like unless you've been there for a few years, it really wouldn't be the same.
Coach Patty, Kendall, Holt, thank you so much for being on the show this evening. I hope it's given our viewers some more, a little bit more information about downhill racing. And I hope that COVID treats you guys all well. You stay healthy and you guys get to hit the hills soon in competition and make us all proud here in Alberta and bring home some medals. Thanks for joining us, you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Woo. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for joining us this evening. We hope you enjoyed our show. We just wanted to give you guys a quick view of downhill racing with two of the up-and-coming stars. Thanks so much. Take care.